Hello everybody, and good tidings of the season to you all. Very well, warm welcome to the Retro Bear Christmas special. Not really much of a Christmas special, really. It's just me talking to you about a few different things that have happened previously. Christmas is gone past, as we sort of revisit Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas future. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in. If you are here for the very, very first time, again, very Merry Christmas to you. And I'll put the other side, actually, it's better. A very Merry Christmas to you. And also thank you very much indeed for coming across this channel on the search out for mince pie recipes. Because I do locally eat a lot of mince pies. And in the meantime, if you're back in returning visit, thank you very much indeed for your pleasure, your company once more. So a little Christmas special. Not really a lot to add, really. It's been a pretty terrible year so far, but I'm going to talk about that in the end of year special, which will be coming next week. In the meantime, what we're going to be doing today is just talk about a few Christmas memories that I've had over the years, and sort of give you an idea of what a Retro Bear Christmas looks like, which is probably quite a scary proposition, I can imagine. Let's talk about Christmas present, because this is where we are now. What do I do? What's my usual sort of Christmas procedure? Well, I finished work on the 18th, which was the Friday, so I don't go back until the 29th. Because sometimes I used to be able to, when I was working in a different job with the company I work for, so you better wangle the Christmas period off. Pardon the expression. It doesn't sound good, that, does it? But this year, because I've moved positions, I have work alongside somebody, and there's going to be one of us there at if one's off, the other one's going to be in, sort of thing. So I haven't been able to do that this year. So I'm having before Christmas off, and my colleague's having Christmas after off. After Christmas, this is time of year anyway. So rather have a sort of a long Christmas break, which would be nice, because it's been it's a particularly hard year for a lot of people. Me in particular, because I had to work all the way through it. It's been very, very sort of mentally and at times quite physically draining. So it's been hard. I used to look for a nice time of Christmas, which put my feet up and enjoy myself. But nice decent holiday anyway, which is quite good. So do the 11 off. I think it is 3 on, and then 4 off. And then back to work properly 4th of January next year, 2021. Where's this year gone? We don't want to know. We don't care. So what will I be doing at Christmas? Well, usually we try and get everything done before I finish for holiday. Years gone by, I used to work I used to work Christmas Eve at some points in the past. Because Christmas, I don't know, I sort of fell out of love with Christmas when I grew up a little bit. I didn't quite enjoy it as much as I used to when I was a kid. Mate, probably a lot of people, exactly the same sort of thing. When you're a kid, it's magical time, isn't it? But when you grow up a bit more, it's a bit less than that. It's not quite the same. So I used to work, but now sort of recent years, about 6 or 7 years, I've stopped doing that. I've sort of taken as much time as I can over Christmas to spend time with Mrs. Bear, and we try and get everything done out of the way. If we need to do any little bits we tend to do them the weekend before. So hopefully by the time this gets out, we'll have done everything sorted out, and I ain't going to worry about running around and last minute Christmas present shopping. I've been doing that. It's been a nightmare this year because of the online things. I've ordered stuff which I can't remember if it's come or not. I'm going to go through all that with a fine-tooth comb. At the time of recording, I'm expecting a raft of stuff come through today. I got woken up at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning, asked for identification because I'd ordered something from Amazon which required identification. Do I not look old enough? Should I not take offence to that and say, do you not think I look old enough? I don't know. But it's not the time to have a conversation at 7 o'clock in the morning when it's pissing it down with rain in December, and you've got a delivery driver who really doesn't want to be standing on the doorstep waiting for you any longer than you have to. But the good thing was, it was something I'd ordered the night before, which I'm really pleased about. So that's another video for the future. We won't talk about that one. So all that, with everything out of the way, so it tended to be sort of like, a couple of days beforehand, relaxing. We watch a lot of telly. Mrs. Bear has some films she likes to watch at Christmas. Polar Express she likes to watch. The Family Man with Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage's last good film. Which is an interesting story about that, because when my dear old mum was still alive, she asked me the one year, just after Family Guy started, remember the animation Family Guy, there's a film called called Family Man, and she asked me for Christmas. I used to give her a list. I said, you can get me that for Christmas. So I gave her a list, and I've written down Family Guy season 1. She went into HMV in Birmingham, asked them for that, and they gave her the Family Man. So when I opened that on Christmas Day, I was like, what the hell's that? Well, not worse though at that effect, but like, what the hell is that? And it was not what I asked for. But it's actually sat on my DVD collection ever since, and has now become sort of a bit of a Christmas favourite in our house. So that, and for some reason, The Long Kiss Goodnight, which She says a Christmas film because it's got Christmas in it. Well, it's not. I don't think it's a particularly Christmassy film, but yeah, I was quite good the first few times I saw it. First 10 times, I thought it was quite a good film. That, yeah. But recent years, I've not been able to sit down and watch. I tend to sort of let it go because I must be honest with you. Polar Express I don't particularly like, and you know that, and Long Kiss Goodnight. It's all right, but I've seen it that many times now. It's a bit silly. I always try and get a Morecambe and Wise Christmas special in as well because I've got the DVD of all the Christmas specials. I know there's one on telly every year, but it's nice to have a choice. You know, perhaps one you haven't seen for a while, so I try and do that. I do try and watch a couple of the Christmas specials on Gold and things like that. So Steptoe and Son, something like just get the Christmas feeling from when I was younger. Those are the sort of things you used to look forward to. And generally speaking, that's about it. And then what do we do Christmas Eve? Well, Christmas Eve we tend to have a takeaway on Christmas Eve. Been a bit of tradition again the last sort of 15 years or so, depending on what we can decide what it's going to be. Christmas Day this year is on a Friday, so was a Christmas Thursday. We might do a chip shop run. Depends how, because we're in tier 3 at the moment. It's unlikely the pubs are going to be open at Christmas, so the chip shop may be open a bit longer than it usually does. I think on Christmas Eve they used to tend to sort of open between sort of like 4 and 8, and shut up really early. Same again on New Year's Eve, I think. So we'll have a takeaway Christmas Eve. We'll probably watch something Christmassy. I've taped a couple of those old-time Andy Williams and Bing and Frank Sinatra specials type things, because they're all like old-timey Christmassy stuff, you know, real sort of traditional Christmas. Maybe watch that. And then we'll sit around as late as we feel like it, and then we'll go to bed. And then we'll wake up Christmas Day morning. And Christmas Day in our household has always been, even when I was a kid, exactly the same thing. I know I've got a mate of mine who's complete in reverse. I could never understand it. When I was a kid, in Christmas Day in our house, we used to get up, and the first thing we'd do is we'd all pile downstairs and we'd all open presents. Present opening was the first thing we did. We got all that done, that was it. And then obviously we had dinner and watched the TV after that. As we got a little bit older, my sister got a job working at a pub at Christmas. So she was doing sort of Christmas Day. So we'd sort of wake up and then we'd still do the same sort of thing. We'd still open the presents. But then Mum wouldn't start cooking dinner until later on because my sister would have the Christmas Day lunchtime shift. So we used to have like a bacon sandwich mid-morning, and then Mum would sort of start the dinner later in the afternoon. So we sort of be eating about sort of 6 o'clock in the evening. And that's sort of where we tend to eat now. And then me and Mrs. Bear sort of done that. So we still get up in the morning. We still open the presents. We have a sort of couple of hours sitting around, you know, sort of examining what we got and, you know, seeing what's going on, watch a bit of telly, we'll have some Bucks Fizz or something like that. You know, I don't usually drink, but I do make the exception with a bit of Bucks Fizz on Christmas Day morning and a glass of wine on Christmas Day. You know, hopefully a couple of cigars as well, that'd be nice. Most of you know I've got a vaping pipe, but yeah, so, you know, a couple of cigars would be nice, sort of Christmas Day, try and do that. And then we sort of start doing dinner about 12 o'clock. We sort of eat about 5 o'clock in the day. There's only the two of us, we don't go anywhere. Well, we can't go anywhere this year anyway. Even with the restrictions which they're going to give us, because I think that's a seriously bad idea. So we don't usually do the family thing at Christmas. Her mum lives down in Weston. My dad only lives at the road, but he's got my stepmom's sister comes round and her daughters, and they have Christmas there. So we don't sort of pop into that one. I might see my dad a couple of days before Christmas, but that's about it really. And then we sort of eat late in the afternoon. The idea is we get a turkey in, a decent sized turkey, which lasts 3 or 4 days, because then we can have turkey curry and turkey sandwich. You know, to be fair, I quite like turkey. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. And we do that. And the idea is just to cook as much food as we possibly can and ram it on the plates. And what don't get eat gets put back in the fridge afterwards, and we can use those as leftovers. And the idea is just try and fit. Yeah, because I'm not exactly a thin person, you know what I mean? I do like my food. We do tend to sort of indulge like that. It's a big plate of food at Christmas, and the idea is to try and eat it. Now, most Christmases we managed to do it. A couple of years ago, we both sort of struggled. Last year we managed to clear everything down, which was good. And then what I do, go in the kitchen, put everything in the dishwasher, wash up what done, go in the dishwasher, put the dishwasher on, tidy everything down, usually about sort of 6, 6:30, and then we just sort of sit there and watch telly for the rest of the evening. And that's it. It's a very, very basic Christmas. And to be honest with you, we don't do an awful lot after Christmas either. I used to go to the Boxing Day sales. I haven't been for years now, because with a change of face to High Street, there isn't an awful lot of stuff that, you know, I don't really want to sort of go clothes shopping on Christmas, on Boxing Day. You know, my thing used to be DVDs, Blu-rays, games, obviously. That's the sort of stuff I would go for. And really now, where I could go to on Boxing Day, there isn't a lot of choice. I mean, I don't, and especially sort of going in that hour of the morning, because we used to have a friend who used to stay with us years and years ago. She used to come and sort of stay with us over Christmas because she had no one to stay with. She had no family, sort of close hand or anything like that, so we always used to invite her. I think she'd probably come to us about sort of at least 10, 11 Christmases in a row. something like that. So I was, because Claire, she doesn't do the sale thing. So me and Steph used to go off to Merry Hill, close to us, and spend sort of a morning up there shopping and doing stuff like that. But to be honest, I don't do that now. No real need to it. And the thing is, where I go to, like things like CEX, most people, you're going to CEX after Boxing Day or the day after Christmas or whenever it's open next, the first day after Christmas. They've got bugger all in anyway, because most people have raided the stock for Christmas presents. And the charity shops tend to open sporadically, so it's not really something I do now. And because I'm working after Christmas, it's unlikely I'm going to go shopping between now and New Year anyway. So that's it. And that's it. And I sort of tend to enjoy time. And then sometimes, some years I would, sort of work, the rest of the time after Christmas. Some years I'll be straight back to work. Some years like this year, I'm doing sort of 3 days on, which is fine, because I think by the end of that sort of period, after about sort of a week and a bit off, I'm sort of relaxing, chilled, and I've done Christmas, and now I don't really want to start going back to work, but you've got to start back sometime and then come back, and I've got 4 days off. And so we 3 days off, isn't it? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's right, yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, that's right, yeah. 3 days off, so it's 11 off, 3 on, 3 off, back to work. And, I send to work off by the time I watch a bit of telly. Usually, I'm a big American football fan, as you know. There'll be games on over Christmas. There'll be college football bowl games and things that'll keep me occupied. Always used to buy the Radio Times before Christmas. Is one thing I've got to mention. Radio Times before Christmas. Used to buy one of those. In fact, it all goes back to Christmas past. I mentioned the Christmas past, what we used to do, get up and do presents and things like that. I mean, gaming-wise for me, Christmas didn't really sort of happen until we got the Amiga in '89. So that's Christmas present. Christmas past, what we used to do. That's the sort of thing we had. Used to get up, open the presents, and do that at Christmas. And parents being teachers, they would work, obviously big school holidays, so they'd be off all holiday as we would. We may go to my granddad's and spend some Christmas time, Boxing Day there. I think we used to alternate it. I think it was either my dad's house, my auntie's house, or granddad's house. And we used to sort of go between the three each year. One would do Boxing Day, one would do New Year's Day, and one would have the year off, and they would sort of do a rotation like that, so all the family would come round. That used to be fun times, those were. Very, very fun times. But, gaming-wise, Christmas, I mean, 1989 was when we got the Amiga. I would have probably had, games after that, up until that point. The big one I remember as well is obviously Christmas 2009, when Mrs. Bear's mum, who was living with us at the time, bought me a Commodore 64. It's like Christmas 1985. It was brilliant. And Claire's bought me loads of game-related stuff over the years for Christmas, and it's just been... It's nice to get game-related things, and because, I get a lot of game-related stuff now with the game. I probably get T-shirts. I've had T-shirts in the past, books, little things. All adds up to it, and very, very useful to have, and great gifts. So, yeah, but it's more of a thing now than it was for me when I was young, which is really, really sort of strange. Most people will probably say, "Oh yeah, 7, 8 years old, I've had a Master System for Christmas," or whatever. And I'm sitting there thinking, I didn't get anything until we were 14 years old. And we knew we were getting it anyway, so it wasn't really a big surprise. There was very little else at Christmas because, obviously £500 for an Amiga 500 is a lot of money back there. It's a lot of money now. Not far off it now, about 200 quid to buy something like that. So that's it. And that was, Christmas was a very, very sort of family sort of thing. I've moved away from that now. I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I've never been a sort of a big family person. I'm much happier sort of spending time with, and even if it was Christmas when I was in my 20s, I was still living at home. I'd be going out Christmas Day, I'd be going out Christmas Eve with the lads, going to the pub, coming home smashed, wake up then go Christmas Day, then go around my mate's house Christmas Day night, eat all his food, beat him at cards, and they'll be out again Boxing Day drinking and doing all that, and that's happy days. Very happy days doing those sort of things. That's what that was it. So family orientated about 18, 19, about 19, 20 years old, and then through my 20s and my 30s, early 30s. In fact, no, probably not late, was it? Yeah, probably through my early 20s to my mid to late 20s, doing that every year, going out and getting hammered. And then sort of like the last 20 years we've been together. I think me and Claire, it's been us two at Christmas. One Christmas we went to a mum's where Mum was living in. Where was she living? Lincolnshire. We went up for a night over Christmas. I think it was after Christmas. Came back and we'd been broken into. And that's when PlayStation 1 got nicked. And my Xbox games. And other stuff as well. None of my Xbox games get nicked. No, my PlayStation 1 got nicked and my DVDs went as well. So that was nice to come back to that. So yeah, Christmas does have. I think around about then I sort of fell out of love with Christmas for a bit, to be honest with you, because only bad things sort of seemed to happen at Christmas. And Christmas 2000, my mum found out she was really, really ill, and she died about 8 months later. So it's not. Sometimes it's a happy time you can remember, but you know, there are certain feelings and certain senses I get just walking through our own house with the lights and things like that. Oh wow, you know, that takes me back to when I was a kid. You know, we used to have a silver foil Christmas tree. And my granddad used to have a certain sort of decorations made out of a certain sort of fabric and material. You just remember those sort of things. The smells of Christmas just brings it all back to you. And it sort of fell out of love. I'm back in love with it now. I tend to enjoy it a bit more. So what's Christmas future hold? Well, I don't know really. I'm not sure. Hopefully one of these every year, because I think it's about the third one I've done now, which is good. I'd like to do these. I'd love to do more. I honestly, I said last year I was going to sit down and do like a whole theme through December and play some winter-related games for Christmas, and whether it's just 2020 or whether it's just the fact that I've just been too busy, I think it's a combination of both. It's just such a big task to do. So hopefully this sort of compensates for that, and I will try and do something like this every Christmas if I'm still doing this, obviously. Still a demand for it. And we'll just keep churning out the content. But yeah, it's a little bit of insight into what I get to at Christmas. They're not very gamey, but you know, sort of reasonably interested. But they, you know, I hope you've enjoyed the content that's gone up in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, there's the big box reveal, a couple of wee videos, a barely played Christmas special, which I wanted to do last year, so we've done that this year. And I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it yet. That's always worth looking at. What have I got planned for the rest of the year? Well, I've got a live stream coming up on the 30th of December on my very good friend LKG's channel. Who else is going to be there? Radical Reggie's going to be there, Pixel Pursuit, also Sega Zombie and Dad and Lads Gaming, and LKG and myself all going to be doing a chat on the 30th of December. I think 9 p.m. is the start time. So hopefully you'll catch that there if you've got anything else better to do. New Year's special will be coming up as well. Hope you do one of those. And then what does next year evolve? I don't really know. But I'll talk about that in my other second sort of part of this, which is the New Year special. Whether that goes up before Christmas, or before the end of 2020, or into 2021, I don't know yet. Depends when I record it. But we haven't got there yet, have we? So in the meantime, may I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. A safe Christmas. Please take care. Please be safe. We've got this far, most of us, without having too much of an impact from this. Don't. You know, I know the government has said this, and we all know what we think of them, but please don't blow it now, because I know we got the vaccine, and Christmas is a time for families and friends to get together and all that. But you know, just you know, for the sake of a couple of drinks and a turkey dinner, let's just try and be a bit sensible about it, and hopefully we won't going into another lockdown after Christmas, because I think for some people that might be it. I really don't. So let's just make this a good Christmas, an enjoyable Christmas, a different Christmas, an alternative Christmas. So I wish you, from me and Mrs. Bear especially, a safe and happy Christmas. I hope you get what you want. Hope you enjoy it. And more importantly, hope to see you back here again for some more videos very, very soon. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, tick the bell for further notifications, and I will see you again very, very soon. Until then, a very, very Merry Christmas from the Retro Bears, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.